Hi, friends. It was silent for a long time because I was sort of holding peace with myself and saying my intention in my heart space. And to duplicate it, I will say it out loud. So we are intending for the highest good of all, for the collective. No evil shall be in this reading or spread from this reading. And no weapons of evil or harm of any kind shall form or prosper against me or the collective. We are loved, protected, and respected here in this space. And so you are only brought here if you are called to be here. And I'm here for you guys. All right, so this is Magic with Melly. Hello, I am Melly. It says it's 738, so sevens, threes, and eights or zeros could be significant for you, but they don't have to be particularly resonating for you right now for this to be your reading. If you find other elements in the reading to be yours, then they're yours. If you find some elements to confuse you, do not let it, is what I'm saying. I'm saying use your discernment, use your own personal judgments. What is for you is yours. What is not yours will not, it will pass you by. What's yours is going to be yours, okay? So I have some sage burning because I've just been in habit recently of showing you the energetic cleansing that occurs from burning. And so let's talk about what's out. So I have pre-shuffled oracles. I have some that are kind of the main theme of the reading. I haven't quite done this before with the oracles, making the theme of the oracle. I've done a theme of the tarot, but I really like this energy. It kind of gives you a heads up because I do have some live shuffles. I really enjoy doing the live shuffles. And then tune in again if you really enjoy the ASMR, the shuffling. If you want more of that, I have a new idea that I released yesterday called the Tarot Tower Power. So there's definitely a power in cleaning up my messes, cleaning up after a tarot reading. So I'm calling it Tarot Tower Power, ASMR. So if you enjoy ASMR, you can check out my first episode. It's there, and then I'm going to be continuing in that notion. So there's it just reminded me of that. But this is the live shuffle decks, pre-shuffled oracles. If you'd like a personal service, I offer personal card readings and personal crystal healing. Okay, so we can get into it on a personal level. For now, this is a collective reading, so there's going to be a variation of situations I'm reading on and a variation of energies I may be reading on as well. So realize that you may be resonating because it's happening for you. Realize that you're resonating maybe because you want to be in the higher elevation. Because maybe if it doesn't resonate, maybe you're not, like, there's different levels to it, right? If it doesn't resonate, maybe it's because it's in your past. If it does resonate, it's because, or it's in the future, right? Some things resonate because it's current. If it doesn't resonate, it's probably in the past, and you need to learn something about it or something in the future. But with all of my mumbo jumbo aside, let's get to it. It says, I am a spirit having a human experience, and I'm here to get closer to love. When I lean on the faith of the universe, peace becomes real. In any moment, I can surrender to the power presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition, and the universe works fast when I'm having fun. And with these double page of wands, all right, I flipped this yesterday, this page of wands piece. It just all came out like this. So I just decided to leave it as such. And I was I didn't look through the rest of these. So I just saw the page of wands and it was flipped up. And this bunch had just been sticking out like that. Look at that high priestess. But let's keep page of wands out. I'm going to shuffle out a little bit more maybe. But If you guys remember being out, like getting out of our stuck mindset recently, or this is what's happening right now, you may recognize that from last reading. But what I'm getting at here is you guys are fresh in your journeys. Or deep in your journey and ready to cycle in a fresh energy. Some of you have learned some lessons, you know, like you're going through maybe some ego deaths, or like you're really humanizing yourself and realizing that you do make mistakes, and you are making mistakes, and it's okay. That you can lean on sort of your mistakes to teach you lessons, that the universe is handing you certain people, places, and things to test you, and if you pass, you'll be rewarded. If you don't pass, you will be seeing some not good stuff. Okay, you're seeing bad karma. You're seeing some BS. And this guy wants to wiggle, so we're gonna show it. This is my black opal piece that I've been personally hanging out with for motivation. Perhaps you guys need to tap into your motivation. I don't know why that song, there's a song, it's like motivation. I don't know the song strong enough to actually sing it. So maybe you guys could help me out if you know the song, but anyway, moving forward, because like, let's not waste time on partial energies. I don't know it enough. You guys can fill me in, but let me fill you guys in the meantime. All right, it's the universe works fast when you're having fun. So basically, what you want to manifest, or what you want, like if you basically want your next job opportunity, or you want your next partner, you're going to find that when you're having fun. You're not going to be finding that at work. You're not going to be finding it online when you're in your bedroom. Or when you're on your phone, like ignoring the people in your surroundings. Like, it's not going to be like that. You're going to find it when you're really engulfed in your life and having fun. Whatever it is that is going to ignite your heart space, it's your passion. I'm hearing it's all about having fun, and you'll be protected and loved in that space. It doesn't matter about, like, just don't fear your finances. Really, like, be more in control. Like, maybe consider more research, consider more studying in financial management specifically. You could tap into resources. Magic with Melly is a resource because I am a graduate from a finance graduate. I have a degree in finance, so I can apply some advice if you so need it. I will be coming forward with types of like sessions that could be applicable for you guys if you'd like to consider that. But anyway, it's like you're just moving on. It's like my outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. So realize that if you have sort of an internal struggle, you'll realize the same internal struggle outside of you. So if you don't trust yourself, if you don't love yourself, you don't honor yourself, you don't respect yourself, you're going to see connections outside of you that resonate or mirror that back. Then when you flip the switch or change that for yourself, right? You start loving yourself, you start respecting yourself, you start having boundaries, you're honest with yourself about your true placements. Shit changes. When you change, other things have to change. A lot of connections have to end. A lot of situations have to end. A lot of endings and beginnings. All right, like there's a lot of focus on endings because they've been around for so long. We do need to hold space to grieve that. But at some point, you do have to move on. It is hard to hear. So, like, boom, 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 move on. But it's like some of you are ready, right? You're like, where's my manifestation? It's because you're spending maybe, you can weigh it however much, like, you know how much you've been spending on social media. You know how much time you've been spending, like, obsessing or, like, staying on the same notion. I'm calling it a notion because it could be a people, place, thing, like an event, something stuck on, and it's like, release it. The crystal unakite could be significant for you. I'm wearing it right here. 748, those could be significant numbers for you. Unakite, this is labradorite and malachite, as well as smoky quartz, an evil eye protection symbol, as well as lapis lazuli. For those, this is a crystal moment, all right? This is Libyan desert glass, selenite. We talked about the black opal. This is malachite again, moldavite, prehnite, clear quartz, and we love to see it, the life key on a halite piece. You should surrender. Honestly, surrender to just how you feel. Let yourself get really in it, get deep in it. You got to go low to go high. Or you got to go high to go to know. I don't know. Like, it's just like what comes up must come down. So, but some of you have never been up. So it could be this thing of like crawling out of a ditch. Some of you. I have in the shadows. I think this is about shadow work for some. And this is about unlocking, like, are you, like, we're scared here. We're worried about, like, what am I doing? You know, like, so you need to, you're truly scared of living your realest life, the life that you want to live. Perhaps you don't think you deserve it to some degree. And it's like, release that energy, surrender to being silent with yourself and saying, yeah, that version of me was yesterday, or that version of me was 5 minutes ago, you know, and then decide love is in your heart space now. Decide, you know, like this undoing of yourself and redo yourself. Love in your heart space only, and love in your connections only. Like, allow no bullshit. They step wrong, they're out. And it's not to be too rigid. It's like, when you are daring, you need to rise your protection. That's the thing, because you're not afraid, and there's so many fearing individuals that will just say anything to instill your fear, to take that away from you, because they're afraid. They don't have, so they like, I don't know, it kind of feels like they want their energy to win because they know that energy loses, right? It's a losing energy. And so what makes that losing energy win is when it's successfully placed in your head and you do something with it. Some sort of fear. There's some heavy energies here. I think this is why Libyan desert glass and moldavite continue to be present, because you guys need the spiritual protection. You guys need the intuition to be triggered and not like have attachments, if that perhaps makes sense. Like, you but I'm gonna get these. That feels good right there, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to clear some space so we can get to the shuffles. All right. But let's storyboard in tarot real quick. And this is gonna stay there so you guys can, like, I guess, see what's up the whole time. And the live shuffles will be back in a minute. You'll see too. It's because I put the deck there that's wiggling again. Wiggle, wiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Okay, so what's going on in the collective? We would like to hear messages on behalf of their highest good to help them channel out how to be fearless, and continue on their journey. Okay, we got this Page of Wands, and we have the universe wants us to have fun. So tell us about this energy, Spirit. We would like to know for the collective. Okay. Something says that in your surroundings, it is unsafe to share your decisions. Mostly because you want to protect yourself. Oops, let's keep that there. Okay. It's not so, it's gonna feel like holding back. This is what I'm hearing from Spirit. Because you do know about betrayal in somewhere really stable. It will hurt when the truth comes out, and you're protecting maybe a Queen of Wands, or a Queen of Wands will be a Queen of Wands is being protected here. Perhaps there's overprotection, or perhaps there is someone who is being targeted. Okay, Knight of Pentacles says there's some slow progress, and someone was trying to get in the way of the potential. On a subtle level, like placing the fear there. Someone saw something that you don't. Someone knows something that you don't, is what I'm hearing. With the Five of Wands reverse, it's like the illusion's over. It's like what you thought was safe, or what you thought was secure, what you thought is abundant isn't actually. It was an illusion, and you kind of had that decision on your, like you have your placements on, you know, about this betrayal. And it's like what was coming in quick. You're like, maybe you used to this coming in quick energy, like maybe you used to move really fast, but it was like moved really fast, like in kind of in the wrong areas. And like now it's like you're like a lot more resilient or ready, or like I have this more take it easy, take it slow kind of energy with some in the collective. I think if you're dealing with a feminine energy, some of you kind of messed up. You did the wrong thing. Maybe you did sabotage, or maybe you just fucked up with the Queen of Cups. I don't know, like this Queen of Cups is really nurturing energy, and with the Tower reverse, the Chariot reverse is like she hella done. She is hella done. That's this energy there. There's like there's no, the enlightenments, the intuitive downloads have like you receive them, but you don't complete the energy with it. Like you know, and then you continue with what you know, in which direction. Like it's like you're carrying a lot now, is like the thing. Another knight. There's so many knights here. Someone, it's like the player energies that was there, or there was someone who was fooled, or like just again that this was the back, because I'm still holding it, as like that 10 of Cups again reverse. 757. So it's like there was a big potential and someone knew that, and they just like, maybe they paid they paid someone to get in the way. Like that was their job, was like getting in the way, and that's fucked. Karma will reach y'all. Page of Pentacles reverse, Four of Swords reverse. That energy is over. If you were isolating or trying to protect yourself, it's like you know who it is. So just like, this is like you're resisting to know, or like maybe you need that one last testament. It's all right. We have Page of Wands again. Okay, you could test the situation as much as you want, but it's going to just disappoint you and hurt you more, is what I'm saying. When you hold boundary, the karma will then begin. Sometimes even the boundary, it depends on how strong you are, because sometimes the karma hit a lot fucking faster than they thought it would. Maybe they didn't even believe that karma existed until they experienced until they experienced you, or until some of y'all experienced me and are like, what the fuck's going on with my life? Yeah, maybe it's because you did me dirty some portion of my life. I know I've done some people dirty in my life personally as well, and that is from me holding suffrage from the way that I was born. I had so much hate for myself, all right? So I release who I was before. I hope you guys release who I was before, because I'm literally at tears by, how I've treated certain people, but I know that it's from a place of heartbreak, and you need to show compassion to yourself and know that that was an ending to who you were, and now you're who you are now. Maybe you are this Queen of Cups and you just don't feel like yourself because you shut out your inner child, or you shut out something about yourself because of how damaged you were in the past. You guys, I'm at tears. Like, some of this stuff was really traumatic. Some shit that happened in your childhood, I'm telling you, like in my childhood, I literally had someone swing a metal bat at my legs because they just had evil in their heart for me, and I was just a child. I couldn't have had hate in my heart until then. Does that make sense? So some of this hate that occurs that you've done, it's perhaps because you did something happen to you. And so just be mindful, show yourself the love you never seen as a child. If you're this person in those moments, it doesn't have to be many traumatic events. It could be one. It could be not that traumatic. You weigh how much it is for you guys. But you need to release this heavy stuff that has occurred in your past, because it doesn't belong no more. Some of that shit don't belong no more. You wonder why there's blocked memories, and then you unblock them. Yeah, maybe someone's triggering that. Okay, it's triggering it to heal it, but then it's like, in your current surroundings, are you in a capacity to grow and heal? Or is that person triggering it and then like continuing to trigger it, and like you go into a deeper like space, and they last reading, it's like some people really kick you down even more. When you're already kicked down, it's like some people just don't know that what the energy, what someone's doing until bleh. But it's like you don't know, and then you know better. It just sucks when some karmic lessons get worse when you have like a repeated lesson and you continue not to learn it. Then it's like more people on a deeper fucked up level will resurface to try and teach you a lesson, and then you don't, and you fuck them over, and then like it'll just be layers. There'll be more layers of your karma if you continue to hold hate in your heart space. You have to transmute your stuff and really be real with your stuff. And that's maybe the most daring part, is to be that real and be like saying to your person how much you love them, or how much you want to date them, or how much you want to like do something with them or for them, do something new. Some people are so afraid to do something new, and that's a natural feeling because there's so much unknown, and that is what's so fun and weird about it, because like maybe just follow guidance of that like happy tickle. And it's, if it's placed on music, if it's placed on a hobby, if it's placed on a movie, a character, like literally whatever you want to place it on, if you have an obsession or love for it, let that help your journey begin, and let it branch out other things. One specific one is the band Issues, and what their music has done for me, and now I'm singing it. And again, after like them losing their main singer, and it's crazy to think about dreams and manifestation, and how like planting seeds and then watching it nourish later, and it's like that was a seed I didn't know I planted maybe in 2000 something 803. So it's like 2008, 2003, or the 2000s, or 1998 or 1993 could be significant. You could be 33, or you could be 88. You could be born in 1983. You could be that's a good message. You could affirm that I could be, and then you could fill in the blank of whatever you aspire to want to be. Like literally, I feel like I came onto this earth, I remember saying it like a mantra as a child, like I want to help people, like over and over, because like it's just like maybe that part of me just really wanted myself to be helped. But I had such a passion for it. So now I'm doing it. And it's like, it's crazy because I was playing with playing cards, like I did with my little Care Bear ones the other day. And it's like, I always shuffled them. I learned how to play. I learned my numbers through blackjack. Like, it's like, that's kind of how I grew up. And so here I am now. Like, I collected Pokemon cards. Now I am here doing tarot cards. Like, it kind of all was stuff that were planted into my childhood, and now I'm living like my childhood dreams, so to say. But I didn't even realize until like recently. I'm like, wow, like I kind of always was this person, but some blockages were in the way. There were blockages of people who saw me love something and then were like, they suck. I know I have people that are in my heart space, but I know that some of these people have released that version of themselves. Because some of them, they're my friends, and they show up, right? I have friends that are showing up. That are on the same journey as me as well. You have to be open and receptive to, you know, like letting it go and letting it flow, because you, as bad friends go out, or friends that do not resonate go out, good friends will come in. Like, you just got to be able to let them go and then let other people in. There is an energy of just being too attached for some. The daring thing is, can you release it and see what happens when you release it? And it may take a lot of time. 10 of Pentacles is like probably one of the slowest energies, you know, with the 1 through 10s. Let's get through okay, I was going to keep that here, right? So let's go for shadow work. These are from All Things Intuitive. I got these last year, and so I'm finding it wonderful to be connected to their cards and their work. Thank you so much. God bless. And so we're asking for the messages for the collective shadow work for their highest good, something that would benefit them, what messages would benefit them to see or read or experience in this reading. What am I going to receive here? I forgive you. So maybe you or another person. Again, it could be forgiveness for self. It could be someone forgives you and you're not in contact with them, and that's that message that you need to hear. Maybe it's someone who's passed away. Maybe it's someone who is not in your life anymore for XYZ reasons. I scared myself that day. Some actions are based off of fear is what I'm experiencing. I was careless with you. They didn't consider your feelings in your situation, or like that's like, or you don't consider your own feelings. All right, that take it how that works. I never want to feel that way again. So then if you don't, then you change you change your connections that reflect that. Yes, it is too late. I want to tell you so much. Some of you think it's too late to speak up on certain things or like just say anything, period. But it's like, it'll be too late when it's your death. Like, don't just do it. Literally just do it. Just send the message. Like, what harm is it going to do? Really? Like, you send the message and then what? Send the letter and then what? Like, ooh, that would be romantic. Some of you need to be maybe more daring and romantic. In that moment, I didn't care. Some people didn't care for romantics in the situation. Or just didn't care in the situation. Maybe like their emotions overran what the things that they cared about. I am happy that it's over. Some of you, it's actually, they're putting up a front about that. They're like, it seems like they're happy it's over, but it's not. But it's like, like this, I want to tell you so much is like, they want to tell you kind of how miserable they've been without you, or like how miserable the situation will be without the situation, or like how, like just some of you have been experiencing a partner that has been seeing karma since you separated, or a partner that needs to see karma, or like, you know, I fantasize you. I know we have a soul connection. I've been here before with others. Again, with this player energy, I think if you suspect it, it's there. I wouldn't say that it's like, it's like, yo, that energy is always going to be there is what I'm going to say, but it depends on what they do with it, all right? Because there is this, if you want something to be sacred, or like, you just got to make sure that, I'm hearing paperwork, okay? Because some of you, if you have multiple sexual partners, you need to have them tested. Remember that energy of test them as much as you want or whatever. Okay, maybe it's that. If you have a lot of sex, you need to be having, maybe you have an STD. Some of you, maybe that's a news that you're going to be finding out about somebody or about yourself. Maybe you do need to test yourself. Maybe you need to have your partner's test, okay? And that will be something revealing, okay, that this is some shadow work, all right? Because like some of you, you are a player, you have multiple partners, or your person is a player, or your person has multiple partners, or both, okay? I'm not shaming. Maybe Jamie's a name for you, or Nicole. I'm hearing Gretchen. I don't know. There is like disappointment here, and it could be maybe like an intrusive parent, an intrusive. With all the feminines out there, I think there was just a jealous mom, or a jealous grandmother, or like a jealous baby mama, a jealous somebody, jealous friend, a jealous coworker. It could be anybody. But it's like, if they know that there's something strong, it's like, I've been here before with others, that like, it's like some connections will then just like place fear and be like, well, remember what happened when you were with, it's like, no, they're not them. Like, give another individual a chance. Some people just don't want to see you fall in love because they want love. I need to focus on my healing. I've been struggling. Some people place struggle in your healing. Like, you know, you want to find love and then they give you shitty advice. If you want to know what's going on with someone, you ask them directly. You ask them directly. You don't ask third party. You don't hear about it in a group and take that as fact. You don't hear it secondhand and take it as fact. Literally, I heard someone shit talk another musician. And I'm like, well, why do you want to work with them then? Why does that make sense if you're going to just say what you're saying about that musician? I don't know. That energy just became a big old flop. So just sayings. This, actually, we're going to get into, before we get into, I keep moving off screen, sorry. I'm going to shuffle these. You remember these maybe from last reading. So let's override some of the shadow work with healing. I love this. These are wonderful. Why do you feel the way... Why do you feel the need to be needed by others? So, like, why do you feel the way that you feel? You want others to need you. Some of you want that, like, need others to need you. Like, it's a codependent thing to need the need. You need yourself. Others don't need to need you, you know? You're trying to control them because you don't have control over that neediness with yourself. There's some fulfillment that isn't there. Are your unconscious beliefs an illusion? Are you realistic at this moment? Now is the time to heal past generational wounds. Learn to cope differently. Try new patterns that feel better. Some of you are codependent on a substance. It could be weed, it could be pills, it could be drinking, it could be, it doesn't have to be low vibrational substances, but maybe you're used to going for like something. Maybe it's a typical person that it's a cycle that you're in. Maybe it's a person or a place you go to. And it's like, maybe that same place or thing that you go to keeps triggering the same memories or the things. Like, just release everything about it and try something new or different or better. I see you in my dreams. I want to tell you so much. I love that. So let's see more messages for the highest messages for the collective's highest good. Messages for the collective this time. It feels like I've known you forever. We meet at the right time. We met at the right time. So it's like you guys felt that instantly when you, like, maybe you've known this person forever. And then even when you met them, it felt like that. It's like because you recognize them in, like, before you, like, you recognize their soul before you actually met their body. Or like you're into it, you know, like your body feels it sort of. And so like that's kind of how you know. 815. Say one loving affirmation to yourself. So the last week or last reading, it was I am amazing. You can say it like a mantra. I am amazing. I am amazing. But you can also even say I am dreamy. I am dreamy. Because when you dream, you are manifesting. My heart and lungs is made of water. I will drink more water to replenish what my body needs. Some of you need more water because if you've been, especially been crying a lot, okay, if you've been crying a lot, replenish. Please, please replenish and relax and rest. If you've been crying a lot, like really give yourself, like, being sick is not just coughing and literally like being sick is so many things. Like if you are emotionally sick, that is like, that counts also, you know, like all these things count. So if you really don't feel good, you don't feel good, and nobody can override what that says or means. And it took me kind of a while to understand that about myself, because so many people overrode my boundaries and I just let it happen. So then I didn't have understanding. Like and now that I do, it's like you need to replenish. You need to give yourself that time and space, and actually say boundary with your workspace, say boundary with keep boundary with things. Then like that cycle will continue. But some of you, if you're deep in a shitty cycle, you need to take yourself out and start yourself somewhere new, because it's just gonna stay that way if you let it, it's just You're overthinking. Ground yourself with the yoga tree pose. So if you guys practice yoga, tree pose is wonderful for grounding. I am liberated. What are the emotions that you feel right now? My intuition is yelling at me, but I always seem to ignore it. And you are my gift from the universe. I had to pick this one up. So someone hasn't told you that they feel like you were a dream come true. That they weren't, they were basically afraid of telling you that. And it's like, dude, some of you were like hella ballsy, and then like it was like hella the opposite energy is what you interacted with. Or some of you experienced like the same energy and kind of don't know the difference and are being tested between the two. And maybe you did deal with two or more than two. Oh my God, some of you really got played, but not all of you. Okay, like you know how many, and like you are aware of them. If there's only one other, you know about it. If there's more than one other, you know about it, or you suspect it. And it's like, okay, don't trigger, you know what you know, so don't like start an argument over it. Just like up and leave, and like leave. Maybe that's what you do, is leave a letter. And but make sure your paperwork's intact, because some of this could accidentally be illegal. Some of this, like the karma is kind of twisted because someone pushed you in one way or other, like because they were in your ear. So just be careful, because I know a few people that gave me some sort of shitty advice and then thought that I wouldn't find out later. And it's like, you guys are seeing, you guys are probably literally paying by, maybe losing a job or being placed in a shitty job so much that you hate yourself there. Some of you, that's just like the mind fuck that you get into because of the karmic stuff that's been placed, either because it was another placed it on you, or you actually performed shitty action, or someone around you did shitty action. You didn't do anything about it. You were honest with it, or you didn't even, you didn't separate yourself somehow. I don't know. There's some wavy energy, and it's like you have to do what you wanted. You have to do what you got to do to survive, but to some point, surviving as a shitty person is still not going to do you any good. Because there's levels to that shit. Surviving as a good, honest person is like, it will thrive. The real inner portions will thrive. You could tell when people are stuck in their ways, and when people are willing to change. And so you can like maybe address this with yourself and with the other connections in your space. When I don't feel in control, I begin to act in impatient and demanding ways. Again, with the pushing and the needing and the blah, blah, blah. I am courageous. Again, with the daring, we need to kind of override this and kind of stop being so needy or pushy of others, and like be courageous for self, do more for self, release your worry and anxiety. May you learn to have healthier boundaries, release underlying feelings of guilt, lack of trust, the need to control, and to be kinder and less critical to oneself. And I am grateful for the good and the riches of my mind. The top of this says, close your eyes, place a hand on your cheek, say to yourself, you are so loved. And that's true. You are loved by yourself. You can start today and continue this cycle And it'll be hard to continue the cycle at first because you're going to be still surrounded by the habits and people and situations of the old you. And you're going to be tested. With every conversation and every situation, you're going to be tested. Your trust, all this stuff is going to be tested. And it's like, well, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. 6 and 7. Love and choose your battles. Know when someone's hating on you, you're never going to win that. Just communicate that to yourself. You're never going to win with that, you know. So just like block that energy out. Don't let it have space. Don't let it have time or anything. You know, don't believe it. They want you to believe it, so they're going to say it. It's a spell, right? It's a type of spell, but like you're moving on from having shitty control over your self-esteem. Maybe your self-esteem was really wavy because it was based off of your connections, based off of how people treated you. And it's like, well, you accepted that. You have control over what you take in, what you know, like you, so heal and lead. Some of you have never experienced what it's like to do this, you know, like hadn't had a leader that can show you like the proper boundaries or how to heal or how to love. And it's like, this is the space. This is the space, because there's only love in this space. You'll be successful in this space. I'll help you seek something, you know, unique in your journey or what you need. Especially if there's one-on-one time, you know, and like, because I'll help you see what you have not been seeing, you know. I'll help you see from a higher perspective. I'll help you rebuild here. This is your space. But I can only really grant you that through a personal card reading. Collective readings, you can get a lot from collective readings, but just make sure that even if I'm not bringing it, that your spaces bring you here, that your spaces validate your intuition. Rest, reconsider, believe, and succeed. I love that so much with all of the purple right there. And your root chakra, strengthen your bonds. This is like, you need to be more in your life, giving and receiving. Make things mutual. Don't give energy and effort to someone who doesn't give you energy and effort, you know. Or if you've given a lot, make sure you receive. If you receive a lot, make sure you give. If you ask for a lot, make sure that you are asking others if they're good. Balancing some stuff. Communication reverse, solitude, gentleness, dreaming, ask for help, go with the flow. Some people who are going to want to talk to you, they won't be able to. Because, like, you know, because they would just ask for help from the divine. Just like, if someone 825. Just don't let this communication through. Like, if spirit, if you want to protect yourself, yes, protect yourself, find the means to do that. But then spirit will also kind of mirror that as well. So if like someone were to actually send you a really long paragraph of hate and it actually would penetrate you on a cellular level, it will be, if you're not strong enough to block it, like with your own human ego experience, then spirit will then, you know, maybe break their phone or have them like drop their phone or have their bill go out, like make sure they lose their job so their bill won't be paid, like some bullshit like that. Because if they had plans to, like, I don't know, like something about smear campaigning and some shit talking and some gossiping that would ruin your stuff, it's like they're seeing karma on some level just to be like, no, don't be doing your shit, but they don't listen. So then it gets worse than when you're quiet. And like some of this stuff is like really, some of you dealt with some really horrible people, but Not always. Okay, with this communication, it's like there's blocked communication. Maybe you literally blocked your person, or if you didn't, then your person blocked you. Or there's some struggle with communication, because I'm really kind of looking at that struggling card. So it's like they want to say more but can't for some reason. But there is this solitude that's like you can connect with them in the 5D if you want to, or you're dreaming about them. If you like, I don't know, like if you have a dream person or a dream job, be gentle with that idea and really nurture and be like, it can happen. It can happen. And it's like when you plant a seed, usually it's like one seed per plant or per like sprouting or whatever, and or like a few seeds per sprouting, and it's like it's covered in soil and it spends time on its own, you know, like, and it takes up water, it takes up its environment, it like it takes time, you know, so like let yourself go with it. Healing Hado, release harmony, go towards things that resonate, go towards mentorship, inspiration, maybe take on volunteer work in the space that you want to be so that yourself is known, you know, make yourself known. You may have to pay, right? Pay to be in the space, but you want to be in the space, so it's worth it, right? Don't think in a lack mindset, like I don't have money, I don't have this, I don't have that. Well, you're going to continue to not have this, not have that by thinking like that. Just like make no excuses. If you want to make it happen, make it happen. So, you know, release stuff that's not helping you make it happen. Something bad could have occurred in autumn is what I'm getting in the autumn time. So maybe around this time, because like maybe August, September, October, November could be significant, those months, because autumn is reverse. Maybe you need to maybe something's about to happen, or something happens specifically in this season. It could be any season. It could be the dates that I reached out or mentioned before. Earth, more grounding energy, but then being passionate. I don't know why I'm starting to shuffle this, so that's an interesting go. So maybe you need to hear it in a different way. So I'm going to just continue to shuffle it until it feels right, because that kind of was weird that I started shuffling the pre-shuffled oracles, but they're all here. It's like, but whatever's. And then dolphin. So get creative. Dolphin is a mammal. So they are a water creature, but they breathe air. So that's like really interesting. And so, but then another thing with dolphins is that they are a type of mammal that has sex for like sexual like for pleasure. Like it's not just for reproductive reasons. And that's a significant thing about them. Because not all, a lot of other animals are, it's reproductive for them, is not out of pleasure. So maybe a lot of you need to tap into your sexual or creative sides and just be safe with it rather than destructive, right? Because being creative, you could create destruction, you create happiness, you can create hate, you can create love. But it's like, because that already exists or is generated within you. You are a channel of that energy. You are a part of the universe. You are a part of, you know, your star. You are, you know, you have so much power. You have as much power as that would power a sun, you know, because we are within the power of the universe. You know, you exist as a channel, as part of like moving with it. And so that's such a wonderful thing to remind yourself of, that you could resonate with a dolphin, you can, with dolphin energy, you can resonate with earth energy, you can resonate, you can be with energies and places that you want to be. You just need to lead yourself there. You need to bring yourself there. 34, voyage. You already have all the answers. Self-love. 16, 7, make the change, sword. So you might be cutting your hair, or you may be changing your appearance, is what I'm getting, or changing some, like, if you wanted to make some sort of change, you're pressing go on it, because you're really looking at your life's circumstances and being like, oh shoot, something's gotta give. Replacing what was lost. You now have the opportunity to rejuvenate and start anew. Create with a new perspective or outlook. This card may also indicate abundance is on horizon. Leaping through the air. A plan you have made is on track. If you are waiting for something, get to work and stop putting off ideas or projects you are considering. 12 and 45. This card says back on task. 39. Be sure you are using your time in the best possible manner. You might consider reviewing your goals, your schedule, or project you are working on. All could use some fine-tuning. So time management, realizing how much time you're spending giving to something and not giving to yourself, whatever it could be, a job, social media, it could be giving your time to others versus self, it could be not giving yourself too much time and needing to be back on task, being back on work, being back on others, like that kind of thing. Like rebalance that. Expectations, don't seek anyone's approval. 12. Control. 10. 15. Garden. Something lovely will grow from this. Have control of, like, okay, we love to see gardens and stuff, and certain things just shouldn't survive in gardens, and that is any pests. So that would be ants. Many people hate ants. Some people resonate and love ants, but I'm realizing that, like with me, I will not kill an ant if I'm just chilling out here. You've seen an ant just kind of flow around, and I know kind of where they're kind of being guided to. It's like they're escaping from the heat outside. They're looking for food. It's fine. But then I am very willing to kill an ant if I see it in my bamboo plant, because that is a pest. That is an enemy. So it's like you could have control over your expectation, or your which, like an ant that's just chilling here is not a foe. But once they become a foe, yeah, I will do something about it. Okay. And that's sort of like that is like the lovely thing about yourself, is that you can grow and nurture whatever connections you want to, and depart from whatever connections you want to. That is boundary. Clover, release your guilt. You might have guilty energies surrounding like your boundaries, period. You can release that. That's okay. Release that. Like, you are allowed to have boundaries. You are allowed to feel and like not want someone around, and who cares about their feelings if you don't want them around anymore, right? So it's like you still care. That's the question. That's the answer. And so it's like, okay, you could stop caring now. Like, it's like not it's not that you are gonna stop caring, period. You just need to stop caring about that individual or that situation, like whatever attachment that you have. That's that thing. Because your caring part of you is gonna be, it's gonna be unconditional. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be there all the time. So have boundary with it. Hydrate, again, a reminder to drink water. And maybe you guys haven't been sleeping, so please sleep and tune into alternative methods to things in general, but maybe alternative modes of healing, alternative patterns, period. And this one says forward movement and progress. And we have guardian. You guys are protected when you guys are going to move forward there. Here it says feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Maybe you're going to be celebrating over a meal with friends, or celebrating, period, right? Or you're going to slow down when you eat, because you're really focusing on your health, and you're eating to nourish yourself, not eating to find emotional fulfillment. Or you're also trying not to eat for like you're eating with purpose, basically. You're like, this is nourishing for me, I'm enjoying this. And like slowing down, I think slowing down could help with gratitude and help with understanding that, you know, there was a lot of work done to bring the food to your plate, not just buying it at the store. There's levels and levels and levels for a lot of things that came into your life. Such would be, you know, the fact that I have a deck of cards in my hands that took an artist to draw, that took a person, a visionary, to see the project, that took a manager, that took someone to distribute it, that took people to put it on the shelves. Like, so just hold openness and gratitude, because there is, like, you've been holding limits, but there is no limit to, like, everything is united and in one. So you need to channel like the beauty in everything rather than being separate from that beauty, you know, with self and with the things in your surroundings. That's, yeah, there we go. And then we have open-mindedness. I cultivate and maintain an open mind that is ready and willing to be pleasantly surprised rather than write off new ideas. I stop assuming they won't work. Rather than write off new associates, I stop assuming I won't like them. Instead, I dare them all to prove me wrong. What a pleasure it will be to lose that bet. And if it turns out my negative instinct was right, well, I told you so. So just being open that people will come to you probably fresh as fuck, or they'll be the same. They can also change up. They could always have been loyal to you and then change up, you know? So just be mindful every day of like, who do you want to be and who does your person want to be? And do they continue to be that person? Are they changing? Are they changing for the better? Are they changing for the worse? Are they like really see things as they are? But then, like, you know, hold no limit, you know, with yourself. Really let yourself have the full fun that you want. And if it pisses your person or your situations off, it pisses them off. Okay, they're not with you or for you. Then you need to release that. It's fun to be a yes person, but not when the yeses are maybe responsible for you suddenly having no time, patience, will to live. It's time to exercise your right to set boundaries and declare limits on how much responsibility you can take on. Yes, you are sometimes allowed to say no, and no, that won't make anyone claw your eyes out. You know what you can handle, and nothing is going to fall apart if you nobly admit you've noticed you're not able to add another unopened note to your novel of notifications now. And it says prep work. I make friends with the quiet loners, organization and planning, and I suddenly realize how cool they are. I start hanging out with them and I bend to their influence. I even allow them to give my daily habits a makeover. Normally, I wouldn't succumb to peer pressure, but isn't efficiency the best? Come on, just let me fill in one more bullet journal. I promise I'll be able to stop. So, prep work. That is probably a synchronistic advice, because maybe some of you have recently just been under the influence of organization or planning, right? And so you're sort of following suit in what they're happy and what certain things look like and applying it for yourself. And it's not to say that you're copying it, but more like you're letting them show you how to have it, if that makes sense. Strengthening bonds. Have a mentor, have inspiration, have, like, look at as inspiration versus competition. They have the same meaning or like the same goal in sight. It's like the competition is saying like there's only one position available, and inspiration is like there's enough for everybody. And that's kind of the context, the difference that I get. Is like competition is like, I'm going to take you down because I need to be better. But inspiration is like, we rise together, sort of like there is opposing energy there. So just be careful of like people who do similar work as you. Like, how are they organizing with you or against you? Are they helping you up or are they taking you down? Because there is that, like, there is destruction in where you share your ideas. What are they trying to do surrounding your ideas? Some fucking bullshit, some of y'all, and the karma has hit, and y'all pretend and try and hold peace or hold grace or try and say sorry, try and fake ass fucking people. You guys would be more consistent if you were real. You guys would, you know, like all this stuff the energy would show up better, behave better. So, like, you know, I got this message and it was like, you could write, like, your story is your story. If they wanted you to write good of them, they should have behaved better. Like, that is like the very thing. So some people like to control what you're saying or like how you're going about things, and it's like you done fucked up by saying something about someone when you're mad or angry, when you're jealous, or when something's not going your way, when you're just not liked, when you're just a shitty person, period, yo. Like, a lot of shit's falling apart for some of these fuckers, and some of you are rising up. Okay, dare to hold boundary. It's like, don't be afraid of the karma that comes in when you decide to, because it's good and bad karma. Don't be afraid. You know, don't be afraid. What's there to be afraid of except of yourself? And some of you are really facing it and being like, damn, I really sent this type of shit out. I deserve this. Yeah, you do. But it's like, okay, have limit. And be like, okay, like, let yourself feel it, get deep in it, but then return to, how do I get what I want? How do I have fun, healthy, honestly, and lovingly surrounding it? The energy is exciting for you guys. Release your struggle. What did you want from me? Question that. It's okay to question that. Like, intentions, your own intentions and others. Like, really know your intentions and don't be that easily swayed with your intention. Sometimes you share your intention and then, like, someone just, maybe it's accidental, but they get like a thought and they just share the thought, and it's like, whatever the context of the thought was, if it's good or bad, it affects you. So maybe share your intentions in a sacred manner, where, like, if someone's affected, it's directly with them, or openly with literally everyone you communicate with. Some of you, like, it's like this partnership. If you have someone who's your partner, it's like, if they're your partner, then everybody should know they're your partner. You don't discredit them, you know, you don't just forget they exist when it's convenient, you know, like, that's not partnership. Like, it has to be known. All of the partner or partners need to be known, because some of you are polyamorous, some of you prefer monogamy, or wherever your placement is like, or some of you are single, right? And it's like, you have your context, your intentions, your wants, your needs, your desires, your dreams. It doesn't have to be a relationship, it could be a career, right? You could have multiple jobs, but you have to make maybe your jobs aware of one another, or maybe even find ways that they can, like, unite and be in the same space. Why does work and personal have to be so separate? They could be very separate. They could also overlap a little bit. Like, it's up to you how much of what you want weighed in one or the other. Some of you need to separate work more. Some of you need to bring more work. Like, maybe your coworkers, like, have a night out sometimes. Like, you know, release before you go home. And just say, like, it's the sacred time. Like, do you trust me or not? You know, like, there's some trust that needs to be led with yourself and into your connections. Trusting your judgments and placements with it. They don't make you feel good. They don't make you feel good. Take it. Accept it. They make you feel good. Blossom the fuck out of that shit. Don't be afraid. Some of you it's going to be hella revealed how much in love there is or obsession or passion for anything. It could be a place, person, object. Like, it's just, there's going to be more expression. Just do it. Express it. Express yourself. Express whatever you like, whatever. Express it. If it's love, express it. If it's hate, yeah, struggle with it. Yeah, hate yourself over it. Hate yourself into a person that you should be. That's why people see, like, you see people in literal prison because they have, like, really fucked up mental stuff. So then their mental, or, like, whatever they did, like, they're locked up for a reason. Some people are locked up because there was lies, right? But there's going to be release once like proper lessons are learned, and like your unique placements are going to be there. There is jail time for some people, is karmic. There is mental fuck for some people, it's also karmic. If you're coming out of it, you're learning lessons and maybe making amends or starting anew and just being like, yeah, okay, in the face of those people, I'm always going to be enemy. I'm always going to be bully. I'm always going to be XYZ. I'm always going to be weak, or whatever you were, they were, I was to them. Like, yeah, that's the shit that's real. You're always going to be someone who's lied to you, will probably always lie to you. But it's like, because everyone's capable of doing anything and everything. Someone who can lie to you can also be truthful to you, and you'll know the context, and that shit can flip on any day. So you need to trust yourself every day and be honest with yourself every day. Then that shit will be so strong everywhere you go, because you will allow or disallow. Intentions. Be daring. Like, actually just don't be afraid, like really don't be afraid to do what it takes. Okay, so that was the message this time. I love you guys. Take care. Goodbye, and until next time. Magic with Melly.